When we think of summertime in America, images of sandy beaches and backyard barbecues often come to mind. But for many Americans, the summer agenda extends beyond these traditional activities to include an uplifting choice: the classical music festivals held in dozens of U.S. cities during the summer months. These festivals feature top conductors and musicians, drawing music lovers to the centuries-old art form. And for the performers, the venues allow connections to flourish, connections with the audience and with other seasoned musicians and rising stars of the classical music world.
Our name is Aspen Music Festival and School, so festival seems to come first, but all of us who work here understand the school is really the heart of the organization and always has been. The students are giving probably 80% of the performances that we have. The wonderful guest artists who come in, a great many of them were students here, and so that's an interaction. And one of the things they love about coming to Aspen, as opposed to, say, just playing a gig in New York or LA, is the chance to interact with the students, to give back to the students.
For young musicians, participation in a classical music festival offers opportunities for professional development at the highest level. Consider, for example, the 630 young musicians who travel from nearly 40 countries each year to the cultural mecca of Aspen, Colorado. In this striking setting, they take part in the broad curriculum offered by the renowned Aspen Music Festival and School. For more than 6 decades, this school has given its students, accepted by audition only, a place to develop their talents and skills, perform in a professional setting, and form relationships that can help them achieve their dream of a career in music. The 8-week Aspen Music Festival, dubbed the Cadillac of Summer Classical Music Fests by NPR, is central to the musician's development.
The Aspen Music Festival began my dream of playing music professionally, because when I came here for the first time in 2003, I was 17 years old and I'd never played in an orchestra with professional musicians before. My first assignment, my first summer here, was to play assistant principal French horn to John Zerbel on Beethoven's 6th Symphony. So I had the pleasure of sitting there and listening to this amazing French horn player play. And at that point, I thought, this is what I want to do. I want to play music professionally for the rest of my life.
The time-honored relationship between master-teacher and apprentice drives the learning experience at the Aspen Music Festival and School. Young musicians not only study privately with the school's 130 artist teachers who come from conservatories and orchestras worldwide, but also perform side by side with faculty in 2 of 5 orchestras maintained by the school. During the festival's 2-month span, students can attend more than 300 performances, master classes, lectures, and panels.
One of the most amazing things about the circumstance at Aspen is the orchestras that have faculty and students side by side. And it's amazing to watch how quickly that mentoring works, because as the faculty are instructing the students, they're also teaching by example. It's a beautiful thing to witness how the orchestras come together so quickly. Within a few days, they're sounding completely different than they did at the beginning.
Students performing in the Aspen Festival Orchestra or Aspen Chamber Symphony are full orchestra members, playing alongside the school's faculty and visiting musicians from major orchestras. These 2 orchestras, which combine aspiring and experienced musicians, are complemented by 3 orchestras made up of Aspen music students. One of these, the American Academy of Conducting at Aspen Orchestra, features young musicians on fellowship who help a dozen or so conducting students gain podium experience. The orchestras perform each week or accompany 3 fully staged operas produced by the festival.
Well, I came back to Aspen in 2008 and 2009 because I needed more orchestral experience. I went to Juilliard, which is a wonderful place to be, and you play 6, 7, or 8 concerts per year in an orchestra. But I came back to Aspen to play in the American Academy of Conducting at Aspen, where you play a concert every single week and you rehearse every day but Monday. So during those 8 weeks here, I managed to put together more orchestral experience in one summer than I had gotten during the entire year at school. I think that's also because when you're at Aspen, you only have to focus on playing and learning from your teacher. So you really get to compress a lot of learning into a very short period of time.
At a festival such as Aspen Music, the mission is to provide audiences with great music and student musicians with a transformative learning experience. And perhaps one day, these musicians will be among the revered classical players who return to Aspen as instructors or guest artists, helping to develop a new wave of dedicated performers in their chosen art form.
One of the great things in Aspen is the connection between the community, the longtime locals and the people who come here for their vacations, and the musicians and artists that we have here. Gil Shaham, for instance, comes for 2 or 3 weeks, and if he's going to play a concert in Boston, he flies in, plays the concert, and flies out. But here he's in the community, he brings his kids, they go for hikes, they go to the rodeo, they are in the restaurants, and the students and the townspeople really interact with them. There's a genuine sense that we're all doing this together.
To learn more about Aspen Music Festival in school, visit the organization's website at www.aspenmusicfestival.com or call 970-925-9042.